smoke when we all celebrate success. So now we
Hey guys, just a quick midweek update for you. First up, you'll see the car's back down on the wheels. That's because I finally got a chance this past weekend to hook up the rear brake line. So I had sprayed them with some clear lacquer, cleaned them up nicely, everything was looking good. Connected them to the rear drums, to the flex hoses, to the hard lines that run under the vehicle on each side. So that's done. I was able to put the car back down on the ground. I got tired of the sleeper and the rock that was stopping the car from running, so I went out and bought some proper wheel chocks. You'll see the string's a bit short, that's why they're not sitting exactly straight. So I need to lengthen that a bit. And then some good news, finally. Let's just get this out the way. So, after agonizing over this situation for a long time, I actually had another look at a mate of mine send me some pictures of his vehicle, which is also busy being resprayed. So the part I was worried about being missing is actually here. It's been here the entire time. So all that's missing is a little metal tab that pushes here against the quadrant. Let's put the light on so you guys can see. So you'll see, this is the piece I was worried about, this little bracket here. So there's normally on the top, and you can see where it's broken off, a little pin that pushes against the base of the quadrant here. That's to keep this in place so that when I pull the handbrake up, that doesn't happen. All it literally does, its only job, is to keep the quadrant in place. So that metal is already there. This piece, I need to bend this out. This is actually where the switch goes. The switch, it's an open circuit, so when I put the handbrake up and it pops a little button up, that puts a light on the dash over here. That tells me that the handbrake is on. When I press the button, push it down, it'll press the button on the switch here, close the circuit and turn this light off. So that takes a boatload of work out of this, guys. I don't know what these people who owned the car before me did, but you see they, apart from tearing the handbrake out, they just bent this thing in here. I don't know why. This part is supposed to stick out about here, and then this flat bit here is where the switch screws to, and that makes contact with this tab over here. Now I actually have one of those switches, so I can kind of give you guys a demonstration. Probably should have got that before I started filming. Here it is. Now this is actually for the door, and it's the same principle. When I open the door, the cabin light switches on because the switch opens. So this, or a similar type of switch, would sit here. When the handbrake is down, that circuit is closed, the light goes on. When the handbrake is up, the circuit opens again. So that, like I say, this guy actually supposed to go over here. That's going to be fun because I only have one. I need to try and find a few more, rerun the wiring and all that stuff. This wiring is actually for this old cabin light. I need to modify this bracket to take the new cabin light that I purchased. So we can move on finally with that. But before we get stuck in there, the plan that I have now is to cut, I know that I've been stressing about this, but to cut this out and replace it with new metal, basically just the 3mm steel, straighten this pin out so that when I find a switch I can sort that out. And I know it sounds weird, guys, but I'm basically going to cut this out, clean up all the rust and stuff, and then weld in a new piece with the little tab. And then that's a done deal. I also found the driver's side. This is for the adjustment of the seat Finally found I need to fix it, obviously. You see it's a bit bent. It's supposed to look like that. But this guy's bent. So this is nice thick steel though, so I should be able to just bend it back into its correct position. Then, to make space in the garage, I'm probably going to take those seats and shove them in the vehicle as well. Just because I want to start getting my workbenches and stuff sorted. I need to build these shelves. These trestle tables are going to go in the corner there. I need to build a strap. Probably with my spare ratchet straps, I'll just put a loop on the wall, loop it around the tables and ratchet them nice and tight against the wall. We also need to sort that mess out. But yeah, my main focus at the moment, and I'm hopefully going to get a gap to do it tomorrow night. I've been doing a lot of work in the house in the practice, upgrading the network and adding Wi-Fi and all the rest of it. So, starting to clean these lines and those lines, fit the rubber grommets in, put the brake lines back. Now, a mate of mine is going to lend me a tool to get this bolt out. I basically, after finishing, I mentioned in my previous video, I had an exam to do, which I did and I passed, and then I've done absolutely nothing for the past month. And I've loved every minute of it. But it's time to get going again. So once the rear and the front brakes are done, the handbrake is fixed, I'm actually decided I'm going to take this vehicle to a sound shop and let them do a professional soundproofing install. I wanted to do it myself and video it for you guys. I'm just not having much luck getting a supplier to give me the right stuff, and in the quantity I need. Everyone's reluctant. They all want me to bring the vehicle to them, so the closest sound shop has won the distance lottery, and they're going to get it. Another thing I want to do, it may not be this week, it might only be next week. I want to go and buy myself a hydraulic engine lift and an engine stand, so that I can put the gearbox onto the engine stand and finally start spraying it down and cleaning it. So the plan would be, while this thing is at the sound shop, I can get cracking with this, because I can make as much mess as I want without having to worry about the paint. So, sound shop for soundproofing, she'll come back, then I can run the wiring, then probably she's going to go off for carpet and roof lining, and then front and rear windshield will go in. I'm letting professionals do this stuff because I'm trying to kick this project in the ass again. I need to get going with a lot of stuff. There is some stuff coming from the States I've ordered for this, and for my other vehicle, my 3.5 Cabrio. So one of the items that's coming is a telescopic aerial that's going to fit here. It looks like the factory part, and that'll at least kind of get us ahead there. But yeah, so what I actually want to do, and the reason why I'm trying to fast track things now, is outsourcing things like the soundproofing install and the roof lining, the carpet and stuff, means that what I want to do is, while the car is away, I want to bring the engine back in here, I want to get the gearbox sorted, and then I want to, I've got to fit all of this stuff. This is all for the clutch. Put all of this stuff back onto the engine, make the engine and the gearbox, have that hanging in the crane so that when this thing comes back, I can drop the engine and the gearbox back in, so that when I run the wiring from the taillights forward, I can start hooking this thing up. I can put the exhaust branch in, tow it somewhere for a exhaust from the branch back. But basically, when the engine and gearbox is in and connected to the wiring, I want to put the battery and the airbox and all the rest of it in, and I want to try start the vehicle. I want to get the thing running. So it will be loud with no exhaust and just the branch, but I want to get it running. I want to hear that engine turn over again once it's clean and once it's all installed back in there. So outsourcing a lot of the work to the professionals means that I'm not struggling for 2 weeks to try and install soundproofing, not having a clue what I'm doing. So I've decided not to try and glory boy it. I'll let the pros do it. So the whole cabin, cavities, roof, I've told you guys all this before already. We'll get that done by the pros, get the car back, run the wiring, put in all the grommets, and just basically I want to get this car started now. I'll probably need to put the battery onto a trickle charger, if I can remember where I put the damn thing. Let's just, there it is. So I'll put that on my trickle charger while the car's away. So yeah, I'm basically hoping that if I can get the vehicle running again, get the exhaust done, that's a massive chunk of the work out of the way. You know, because the radiator will be in, the battery, the engine, the gearbox, all the braking hardware. Then I can flush the system. Now, I have been, you know, I clean the brake lines in fuel and thinners. So I want to flush all that out. So I run some turbs through the system first. So that'll just flush the insides of the drums and everything, clean everything out. Then I'll put the brake fluid in. Obviously starting this wheel, then that wheel, then this wheel, then that wheel. And that's just basically to flush all the bubbles, the air, the dust, the primer, any crap that's been in here will be flushed out with the meths. And then the brake fluid will just, you know, the nice thing about meths is it's going to push all the crap out and then evaporate. So once that's done, I can then put the brake fluid in and the whole system is clean. Then I will have working brakes, a working handbrake, and an installed and running motor. So, and then I can probably start driving. I used to do figure eights in the garden with the car. Yes, and with the wiring in, with that complete harness I have over there, I'll have working headlights, taillights, indicators, brake lights. Now, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I could go driving then this vehicle because I'll have a front windshield and a rear windshield. The side windows can wait, although once the door cards and the roof linings in, these windows can all go in. So I should then basically, possibly at the same time when I do the windscreen and the front and rear windshields together, I could probably get the guys to install those windows. So then that's, you know, 60% of the glassware in and good to go. Passenger and driver side windows, I need to make a plan here. I did buy a manual mechanism this morning for the driver's side. I need to, before I drive, obviously need to get all of the rubbers and stuff in there. But I mean, I'm hoping that this will push things really, really quickly. I'm going to wait on the seat upholstery for those seats and the tombstones, simply because I still need to butcher these things to get the rails at the bases and modify the rails of the tombstones. So I don't mind driving around with the old City Sports seats for a while, although I do need to get that fixed. I need to get a new blower. This thing is completely useless, this old air blower. So I'm going to work on that this week. But yeah, I'm really excited now the way I've sat and thought about it for a while. I was shopping around to try and find the soundproofing. I think taking it to a sound shop is probably the better thing to do. Quickest and easiest. So that's where we are, guys. And I'm hoping that at least with the car on the road we can move on to the next phase of this project. So obviously I'll put shocks and springs on this vehicle in the beginning, just while we do the shakedown. But once the vehicle has had all the bugs and the kinks worked out and she's running properly, then we can start getting a little bit more creative with things like suspension. Probably some coilies in the future. But yeah, let's get her on the road first. Sadly, the bolts I bought for the bumpers are not working properly. So I need to actually take one of the mounting legs to the bolt place. So I'm probably going to take them off now. And I'm going to take these things in. See, this turned out really, really nicely. So tomorrow I'm going to make a chance to go get these things. These are probably just very short M8s. But I want to get replacements. Part of me says I could probably just paint these, clean the thread up and just put them back. But I've come this far with new bolts, so let's just carry on. So yeah, I'm going to zap one of these things off. Now, it's not really a train smash if they don't really fit, the current ones, those new ones I bought, because I still need to make the start planning the false floor here at the back. So And yeah, oh, sorry guys, I'm jumping all over the place. Another thing I wanted to do is go to Pro Water Rubber and try to find some rubber grommets that I can use to plug these guys. Now they will be covered with the soundproofing obviously, but I thought if I could get a rubber grommet inside this space, plug it, and this guy as well. Then when the soundproofing goes over, there's no cavity on the inside. There's also on the inside here, on either side, these big ones. Now this is more of an oval shape. These are actual proper circles, but this is more of an oval shape. So those might need to wait. I might need to take the car somewhere, or just take some silver tape, cover that up, and let the soundproofing go over it. And then I was also thinking of getting some roofing insulation, some of that recycled plastic bottle stuff, and filling this cavity here, because this is you know, quite extensive. It runs all the way basically to what would be the rear door card area. This won't be covered with the soundproofing, obviously, because I've got the black covers to go in here. So if I fill the cavity, they'll probably line the inside skin, here this part, with some soundproofing. Same, you see, like this is the factory stuff, the old bitumen. That's how they did it on the wheel wells and on the sides. So chances are they're probably going to do the same. And then we'll maybe just get some sound goop, fill up the wheel well, and then just pack it up with that roofing insulation. You do get soundproofing. It's sort of like a what do they call it? A volumetric foam, which we can pump in there. But I think the roof insulation, the recycled plastic bottle stuff, will probably be better, just because it'll fill more of the space. I can't do it in the front doors, obviously, because of the windows. But these windows, they never open, so I can pump that stuff in there. I'll let the upholsterer make the new door cards. It's really a pity that these ones were damaged. Some muppet put a 7x10 in each one. Yeah, I have an idea for what I want to do with the rears. I just need to speak to the people who are going to do the door cards. And that's really it, guys. I'm sorry for the lack of updates. I really have just needed a break from everything. And yeah, at least I passed my exam. Take a break for the rest of this month. Focus on this baby again before I start with the next batch. But yeah, it was really good. I spent a good 2 or 3 hours working on the car on Sunday, which was Father's Day in South Africa. That was sort of my gift to myself. But yeah, it was really. I wonder if I can get an angle in there just to show you what these things look like. There, it's dry. We're lucky. I was trying to film the installation with my GoPro, but I just couldn't get the right angles. Okay, so there we are. This is the braided brake line I was telling you about. This is the old original hard line that runs under the body to the front. But yeah, now the nice, clean and sealed brake lines look nicer than the brand new axle, which is now covered in dust. But that's one of those things. I'll try to get a different angle from the back. And I need to get a taller jack. That jack didn't give me the clearance that I needed. So there's that hard line, and there's the other one. The other one's kind of up in the air. I need to just bend it. So there's this tab over here that'll fold over the hard line. I still need to sort that out. I was just happy to finally have you see, it needs to sit like this line. But yeah, to finally have that brake lines installed, connected up, I was really happy. Obviously now when we do the mets, we'll do basically a leak test and tighten up any bolts that need tightening up. And at least I'm not wasting brake fluid. But yeah, let's leave it there for now, guys. Still need to get these damn things both sides. I need to reinstall this guy as we get closer, but that'll be once I put the new blower. Then I can reinstall the wiper arms, and then that's basically everything that needs to be here. I've already got the drain plugs in. So yeah, new blower, wiper motor, put in the full-size rain tray, put in the rubber, and I'm done there. So that'll be a welcome sight, I think. But let's leave it for now over here, and I'll catch back with you guys hopefully with a bigger update this weekend. It's not really going to be too exciting. Obviously I still need to finish sorting out these lines and reinstalling them. That's the weighted shift rod I need to clean up, and that's really going to be it for now. That's the goal, is to get the brake stuff back in. I do need to go and fetch this tool from Rion, so I'll make a plan there. And then yeah, you'll see I am clearing spaces. Like I mentioned, I want to start getting workbenches and stuff. So I can start, I actually got to use my vice head to stand on the damn thing, but I want to mount that thing to a proper workbench. Start doing things properly in this garage. So yeah, that I'm really not looking forward to that mess over there in the corner. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers for now. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more and be kept up to date, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to my channel. With your help, we can get this project complete and move on to the next one. Bye for now.